fishing.
Just sportsmanship needs to prevail.
Remember, it only takes 5 minutes. That's all it takes to catch 5 fish.
My first fish.
Yes, let's get to it. Yes, I'm amped.
So here we have it, we're on the water and we're testing out the new range of Ark fishing rods. I've been fishing with them for a little while now. I'm really happy with them, but I'm extremely happy with the Tharp series, the one-eyed jack. It's the rod that Randall designed for top water baits. I'm throwing a whopper plopper right now, and this is a fantastic jerk bait rod. It's really nice. I spoke about the rod in my previous video, but yeah, super light. I got to pair it up with Shimano core, and I'm really happy. It's got a nice short butt at the back as well, so it doesn't get hit on your arm when you're jerking or in your ribs. And yeah, fantastic rods. Let's just fish. So another thing I've noticed about the Ark rods is especially with the Invoker series, the cork, or the EV, sorry, not the cork, the EVA that they use on these rods is far softer to that they use on the Tharp rod, and I kind of prefer this. Also, the reel seat is slightly different. It's got more of a bulge over here. It takes some getting used to, but again, a nice show through on the blank, and very nice rods. They feel a bit lighter. I don't know, comment down below if that's correct. Are they a bit lighter? Fishing the old jackhammer on the B-Hitte Tharp series rod. As I mentioned before, this rod was designed by Randall Tharp with the help of Brett Hite, who's obviously the chatterbait king. And when you pick up this rod and you fish a chatterbait on it, it feels perfect. That's what it feels like. It feels absolutely like it's made for this bait. It's insane. I can feel every turn on the head of this bait. It is really a phenomenal rod. My buddy gave me some of this stuff. Apparently it's the next best thing. Just missed one, picked it up, bit it, dropped it. So let's see if it works. There's a little fishy on the Tharp series rods. Really enjoying them. Generally, I think I spoke in the first video that they're quite a bit more stiffer than what we're used to. So you could see the action nicely on the rod there. This is the money maker, and I'm just fishing a Texas rig, swimming a Texas rig around. I'm enjoying it. Very nice rods. Everything's fine. They've got good, good quality eyes. I haven't had any issues with these rods at all. I don't find anything yet that I don't like about the rods. One small thing, but it's minor, and that's just me because I'm used to a different clip over there. But really, it's really nothing big shake. So let's see if we can get something a little bit bigger. To see a couple of rods in the range, and this is another one that's also in the Tharp series. It's the King Cobra. It's a 7'6" pitching stick. I was intrigued by this rod because obviously Randall Tharp is a jig fisherman. It's what he's known for. He's fantastic at it. He's a great angler. And I wanted to see what his version of a pitching rod was, what he felt was the best action to have. And in my view, it's completely different to what, I wouldn't say completely different, but it's different to the rods that I'm used to. I think that I'm used to, with a pitching rod, a more fast tip. This 7'6" for me is a punching rod. It's like if I was fishing really thick cover, which I kind of am doing right now, then it's going to fit in there. I've got it paired up with some 20-pound Tatsu, and I'm going to flip around and see if I can get one on this pole. But wow, it's a staunch rod. And the funny thing is, this is not even his Okeechobee special, which is like I think it's a 7'11" extra heavy. I can only imagine it's like fishing with a broomstick, because this thing is heavy. But still a very nice rod. I think a lot of the time with these Ark rods, they feel heavy, but once you set the hook, they got a lot more of a parabolic action than other brands out there. But I'm gonna keep fishing with this guy. One thing that I figured out while using these rods that I really like, especially when I take this rod and I switch to another brand, is this right here. Okay, I got long fingers and I got long toes. But when I hold the rod, I kind of tend to put my finger here all the time, and I like this because I don't get to feel that thread. You know, on most rods and their reel seats, they got that thread there. I'm not a big fan, and especially now when I've got these, and I'm like, it's such a simple solution. Close up the thread, let the whole unit screw down onto the reel seat. Seats in there beautifully nice and tight. It's got a lot of show through on the blank, which I really like. But that right there, for my hand, is a game changer for me. So I'm just going to put it in perspective for you. After fishing this rod for a little bit, the King Cobra, is I started off with a 5/16 ounce weight. It felt like the rod was overpowered for it. I moved up to a 1/2 ounce. I still felt like it's borderline. It just doesn't feel right. It feels like I'm you know, got a piece of string tied to a pole. You know, that just doesn't feel right. But when I put a 3/4 ounce, when I put that big 3/4 ounce weight on there, it started to feel right. So I started to just feel that little tippy, you know, the tip action start. So in my view, this rod is, if you're out there pitching and punching and you're fishing anything from 3/4 ounce weight and above, 1.5, 2 ounces, which to my knowledge I don't see a lot of in South Africa, but this is the guy, the King Cobra, for you. So normal pitching rod, I'm gonna go with this guy. Normal pitching. Whoa. Normal pitching, anything from that 3/4 ounce and down, I'm gonna go with a money maker. I think that's how he's designed these rods. I don't know, Randall, if you're watching, hit me in the comments section below. Let me know. Was that the thoughts? I don't know. So that's just my feel. Yeah, let's go. On another note, for all those guys that are hard on their tackle, perhaps you fish in a smaller craft, niggly space to store your rods. Yesterday I managed to get one of these stuck in the hatch, closed the hatch lid just about here on the rod. Thought it was cracked, thought it was broken, had a good look at it, not a blemish. So these rods are made with, I think it's 40T, 40 Torre composites, fancy stuff. We heard what Alan had to say about that. Now, I believe that a lot of companies claim to be using a 40T, and what they actually do is they use a 37 or 38 and combine it with blah blah blah, whatever they do. So they claim a 40, but it's not actually a 40. These are 40s, okay? If you're ever concerned about the quality of these rods, Louis, the owner of Ark Fishing, is an absolute fundi. The guy knows his stuff. He knows what he's doing in terms of manufacturing. They've got their own factory. These are not made out of a common factory, and they're rolled properly, and they're made with absolute precision. So a really fantastic blank and great rods. All that's left is for me to catch a fish for you, Oaks. But that's my fault, not the rod's fault.